Rob and Chris, in this race for Best Drama Actor, let's just confess right now, we don't know what we're talking about. Right, Rob?
We've got no clue, Tom. No clue. Yesterday was Sunday for me, right? And I'm sitting on my couch after I'd watched some of these episodes. I'm looking at my wife. I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to pick? And I sent Chris an email and I said, Chris, can you send me what you have already chosen? He did his write-up a few days ago because I just didn't want it to be the same. I thought, oh, great, now we're going to be the same. How boring. I was going to try to differentiate it a bit. And then I thought, no. Look, just tell them the truth of what you think. Look, even last week I sent you both an email in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep. And I'm thinking, who do I pick? Help me. Who are you guys picking? And you both wrote back to me with some, crap excuse that didn't really make any sense. And I was like, oh, look, you're not helping. And by the end of it, I thought, you've got to stop overthinking it. You need to get a life. You need to have a drink. You need to just move on with it. So I've made my choices. I'm happy with them. But really, let's be honest, we have zero confidence in this category because any of those 6 guys could win it.
Chris, explain.
I don't know why we're so worried about this category. I think I heard that the Academy, right before this category is announced, next Sunday has got a dartboard. They're just going to throw a dart, and whichever of the 6 gets chosen, that person gets an Emmy. It's that. Tom, I don't remember a category in the past, a major acting category in the past, maybe decade, that had 6 worthy people, that 6 great, well-chosen episodes. Only one of the 6 has ever even won an Emmy before. This is the toughest category I can remember trying to predict, and I'm actually shocked that Rob and I came up basically with the same analysis.
Well, I might actually agree with you on this, and I might freely admit in the next few days, or maybe in the next few seconds, that I will let you talk me into Michael C. Hall for Dexter, because all along this season I've been saying this is a classic case of a great actor who may win other awards like SAG and Golden Globe as he has, but those are popular ballots, of course. When you get into the Emmys, a juried award, and these actors on this jury are looking at one single episode, he has a problem, and that is his acting is understated. It's part of the allure of the role. He's this quiet, rumbling volcano of a serial killer using his powers for good and not evil, as we know, on Dexter. But it's maybe a case of where subtlety trumps the others, because you guys have Hugh Laurie in second place, and Hugh Laurie has a lot of pluses here, of course. He gives this dynamic performance of a doctor who is undergoing Vicodin withdrawal in a psychiatric hospital in a 2-hour episode. And we normally know that the longer episodes win these Emmys, but Hugh Laurie has a problem, and it may be why he has never won in the past, which is that his character is so curmudgeonly. It's hard to like, and especially in this episode, he's a jerk through 2/3 of it, let's be honest. So is that maybe why he's never won and can't win here? And also, there aren't a lot of big grandstanding emotional scenes in that episode. So what are your reactions to all that?
All right, well, let me just say this. When I was about to watch the House episode, I was expecting something special. It's a 2-hour, it's like a movie, and he's in a mental asylum. I thought, wow, this is going to be off the wall. And he just does the same old House stuff that he always does, really. And I'm giving him some of the edge because he has so much screen time and because he does have some range. You know, there's a few things happen in the episode that are quite emotional, but he's doing the same old House stuff. It's the same old shtick, and it's boring. We're done. We're over it. It's been done like 5 years now, and he's been nominated so many times. He still hasn't won. There's a reason for that. Maybe the voters are like not really that overly excited about Dr. House, and so really that episode didn't give me anything new, and I'm giving him some edge, as I said, because he has a lot of screen time, and the episode is very well written, but not in this category, mate. If you want to win this category, you need to stand out, and that's why Chris and I, probably Chris and I, definitely me, have Michael C. Hall up there, because you watch that final scene of the final episode of that season of Dexter, and you tell me that was an impact, and that was something. That really was, and that has really stuck with me ever since I saw it months ago, and then I saw it yesterday again. That scene really stuck with me, and there are a few other good ones as well. He does a great job. It's the first time that he's not just the serial killer, he's also the dad, and and he also goes back to his childhood, and it's just really special. And so I think he has the edge over Dr. House. And, we'll talk about the other ones in a second as well. But, Chris, what do you think about Dr. House?
Well, I emailed both of you after I watched the Hugh Laurie episode. I don't watch House regularly. I usually see the Emmy episodes they submit each season, and that's about it. It just never has grabbed me, but that episode just grabbed me. I thought, if that had been a feature movie, he might have been up for an Oscar. That's how much I liked it. He was compelling from the first moment lying in that bed to the last moment, getting released from the hospital. And I don't know, that episode affected me more than any I've seen this year. In terms of one acting performance, I thought about that episode for days afterwards. And his performance, he has some of the same qualities that you always see on there, but you can also see him undergoing some of the changes that he needs to make internally to get out of that hospital. And then when you got a great scene partner like Andre Braugher for quite a bit of the 2 hours, they played off each other very well. There were some moments in the episode, I don't want to give anything away to anybody, but where he is very affected by a couple of things that happen. So I just loved it. I think if he was ever going to win, let me put it this way, if he doesn't win next Sunday, he will never win an Emmy for House.
I will agree with that.
This is his one last big shot.
And let me add this too, that the substance abuse issue, which I know I always go on and on and on about, but it is a big factor here. It's one of the reasons we know that, or believe that Edie Falco will win comedy actress for Nurse Jackie. It is very important in rehab-happy Hollywood as a touchstone topic, and the fact that he's going through withdrawal there is a plus too. So he has the screen time, he has the 2-hour episode, and the screen time, let's explain, isn't just the fact that it's a 2-hour episode, it's that his coworkers aren't in there. Normally in the episode of House, there are all those subplots, the B and C storylines going on. This is all a storyline for 2 hours, and he benefits from that. And even though he's a jerk in it, he does redeem himself. That's true.
Yeah.
And back to Michael C. Hall, I agree with you, Rob, and Tom, we're trying to convince you here. But the other, in addition to all of what Rob said, it was one of the first times on Dexter that I've ever seen Dexter, the character, be back on his heels. He's always in control. He always knows what he's going to do next. But in this one, things are unraveling all throughout. His plans are not going the way he meant for them to. And that involves both the John Lithgow character as well as, he's on run from the police. He's actually in jail for a few minutes of this episode because of running into a car and leaving the scene of a crime, and because he was on the tail of John Lithgow's character, and he is not in control like he is in a lot of episodes, and that caused him, to me, to have a whole other layer that we don't normally see. And then, like Rob mentioned, that final scene, that's just amazing to watch. And I just think that this is his time. I mean, he's coming off the Golden Globe win, the SAG win. Everything seems to be lined up for him, I think, on this particular year.
Yeah, and we both have Hugh Laurie and Michael C. Hall right up the top of our list, and both of them can say to themselves, if we don't win this year, forget it. You're probably not going to win ever. And so I think, and let's also remember, Showtime has been pushing Dexter and Michael C. Hall and John Lithgow this year more than ever. They've done a great job, and I think Michael C. Hall is in everyone's vision. I think everyone's ready to perhaps maybe give him the trophy, and so fingers crossed that might happen in such a tough category.
It is. It's so competitive. Remember, with so many strong entries, you need fewer votes to win, too, so that makes it all the harder to predict. But that episode of that Michael C. Hall submitted, the final season episode of Dexter, is one of the greatest hours in TV history. And the last scene of the greatest hour in recent TV history, just, if you know the backstory of Dexter, is so powerful and so shocking and so riveting that this discussion that we have of the key components to win an Emmy, range, impact, and screen time, boy, that you can't get much more impact than that.